continue. The above applies to early stages of the person's study. Okay. So that's, as Rambam say, okay, whatever I told you, it's only the beginning. However, when a person increases his knowledge and does not have need to read the written law or occupy himself with the oral law constantly, he should study a written law and oral tradition at designated times. Thus, he will not forget any aspect of the law of the Torah. However, he should focus his attention on Gemara alone for the entire life, according to his ambition and ability to concentrate. So let's try to understand from the beginning with commentaries. The above applies in early stage of person's study. So meaning that he needs to know like basic story of the Torah, like simple understanding of the psukim, and same with the prophets, right? Simple story, like some deeper stuff, what actually happened, what can we learn from this, what halachas we learn from that, and writings. So, but after sometimes you have to limit, right? You have to stop. Even with commentaries, you stop and you go to Gemara to like a deeper level, and of course Gemara always goes back and to the written Torah. That's the source. So it's not like you neglect it completely, but you don't study on a daily basis. That's the meaning of it. So one more time, the above applies to the early stages of the person's study. Commentary. The Halachah Mishnah explained that Rambam offered this explanation to resolve the apparent contradiction between commonly accepted practice of devoting most of the one's time to the study of Babylonian Talmud, and the injunction to divide one's study time in three. So, of course, so on one hand it says you have to study Talmud, right? That's one of the most important areas of study after you finish, after you know what to do, maybe in halachically wise, after you finish the Shulchan Aruch, I mean, or you do Shulchan Aruch in parallel. So I mean, unless you're very proficient in the law, so you're not allowed to stop, because otherwise it's very good that you go to Gemara, but you go to sin on a daily basis. That defeats the purpose. Right, so Rambam is trying to address what this common question. On one hand, they say study Babylonian Talmud. On the other hand, he say divided in three parts. In response to the same question, Tosafos Kiddushim Tori A explained that the study of Babylonian Talmud also fulfills that directive, because it combines all three areas of the study in single text. Not, I would say, not on the same page. Maybe it's like some concepts, some phrases, some ideas here and there. But if you study the whole Talmud, you would go most likely. I don't want to put numbers because I don't know the numbers, but majority of the Tanakh you're going to cover. I'm not sure how much, but how like percentage wise, but. Of course, they don't discuss every phrase there, but majority, yes. Okay. At present, this pattern of study is not followed, even in early stages of the child's learning. Not the Maharal Miprag, the First Israel, chapter 56, and Shlach Masechet Shvos, who explained that the advice given in Avos 5:22, where it says, at 5, to study the written law. At 10, study of the Mishnah. At 15, the study of Gemara, is not generally followed. The basis for this departure can be explained in two differences that exist between our contemporary circumstances and situation which prevailed in Talmudic times. Okay. So we have to explain ourselves, as the translator says, right? we don't follow Rambam, and we don't follow Perkios. Right? Perkios is oral Torah. So why is that? Right? What's going on? So let's see two explanations. A. During Talmudic era, written texts were rare, and it was necessary for the student to commit all the subject matters to memory. Thus, the emphasis was on teaching students by rote. So these kids, and they had to memorize everything by heart. And I think today it was also today, especially in Israel, many geniuses, the tiny little babies, they know a lot of the Torah by heart, the whole Chumash. It's not uncommon. 6, 7 years old, they know the Chumash by heart. B. Hebrew was a spoken language, and therefore it was not necessary to spend time teaching children the meaning of the subject matter. Right, but today we have to explain this word and that word, so it also takes time. That's why people from like diaspora cannot match to children, even scholars from diaspora cannot match exactly to the scholars of Eretz Israel. It's understandable. At present, the major emphasis is on teaching learning skills and developing the students' powers of comprehension with understanding that once one knows how to study, since the texts are easily available, he will be able to apply himself to the actual study of at his convenience. Okay, I'm not sure why he said at his convenience, but okay. So, the point, one of the points is that books are already available, so anybody can buy Gemara. I mean, it's ridiculous prices sometimes, like it's $35. Whole $35, right? So technically, anybody can afford to buy even more than one copy, right? And so in olden days they had to memorize. Today we're not obligated. It's preferable, but not obligated to memorize. So you can separate from your teacher, and many of your studies could be done in Chavrusa with the study partner, or even by yourself. I mean, if you do it by yourself, of course, with good explanations, and just get okay from your rabbi, basically, that you can study by yourself. Because I see many people, they do like I don't know, they read whatever they read the text, even the text is clear, and they draw the conclusion exactly opposite to what it says there, even though it does not say whatever they say. So for people like that, it's forbidden, of course, to study alone. They have to study with someone, preferably someone more knowledgeable than they. Right, so and the last explanation, whatever he gives, so we teach students how to learn themselves, like how to approach the text, right? So I have my personal approach. Other people have different approaches. So whatever works for them, it's basically it's individual preference, right? But at least you have some idea where to look, or what to learn, how to learn, and then technically, as he said, people can go and learn on their own, no problem. Okay, so actually, let's see what is it. So let's read this. It's a very long sentence, so let's read it again. However, when a person increases his knowledge and does not have have the need to read the written Torah, the written law, or occupy himself in oral law constantly, meaning Halachah. I mean, he's he learned Halachah. It's not so much, and he does not. He does not go to different areas that he does not belong. Like he's not a judge. He's not this. He's not that. Like simple person. So actually, he needs maybe to learn this Halachos only once, and basically it's enough if they do not apply to him. Okay, and then he should study the written law, right? without the written law, in the oral tradition at designated times, meaning that he covered once, twice, three times, whatever times he covers, so he knows what is going on in a parsha, what Rambam said, what other commentaries say, no problem. Continue. Thus he will not forget any aspect of the law of the Torah. So, of course, from time to time, he has to brush up on whatever we learn, as we have this tradition that we have to start learning the laws of the Pesach 30 days before Pesach. So, in the day of the Purim, it's exactly 30 days. So, like in the afternoon, we start learning the laws of the Pesach. So, meaning what? There are many laws, many details, and and they apply only once a year. So, I mean, if something applies every day, so of course the person is not going to forget because he practices. But if you practice only once a week a year, so that's have to review every year. Okay, so continue. Thus he will not forget the aspect of the laws of the Torah. Commentary, as mentioned above, the lack of review will cause the individual to forget what he has already learned. So that's a guarantee. So if somebody is so naive that he or she thinks that they heard one time or read one time, even the big geniuses is not going to, unless they have short-term memory, and even then it's not enough, because photographic memory is very good, but they do not know what conclusions to make. I knew a person, so he had very good memory, but he's like a computer, like you're talking. But today there is a way to talk to a computer, but in olden days, so you will talk to a computer. I mean, does not know what you want from it. You understand? So even person can memorize things, does not mean that he comprehends or he can draw one thing from another. Right? So it's useless, almost. However, he should focus his attention on the Gemara alone and his entire life according to his ambition and his ability to concentrate. Right? That's what he must do. Okay. Of course, it's for men. Women is not the preferably they should not read the Gemara. There are a few reasons, but that's for another class.